And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it. So, what is it that caused thousands of people to assault this building and try to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America? What caused that? I want to find that out. I want to maintain an open mind here, and I do want to analyze it. It's important that we understand that, because our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians, they come from the American people. So it is important that the leaders, now and in the future, do understand it. I've read Mao Zedong. I've read Karl Marx. I've read Lenin. That doesn't make me a communist. Communist.
As so many continue to blindly forge ahead into the incredibly thick cloud of communism that has somehow eluded the masses, perhaps they are all drunk on their own carbon dioxide from constantly wearing masks, we continue with caution and slight optimism. Everyone keeps saying there are more and more people are waking up, and I hope that that is true. I hope that is real. More and more normies are suddenly becoming aware of the nonsense that has now polluted the very fabric of all facets of society and the bizarre consequences of social media. However far unnoticed or accepted, the strange upside-down version of our previous society reigns over us like a free gift item that is useless until it becomes a necessity. And that's precisely what it became. That's precisely what social media became. It was something that was on the side, and now it controls everything. It controls the very direction of communication across the planet. The strange upside-down version of our previous society reigns over us like a free gift item that is useless until it becomes a necessity. Now that fourth branch of government, big tech, has pampered the world with endless convenience and in turn creating an even lower attention span. So here we go, fencing watchtower installed on the Capitol grounds ahead of Saturday rally. A lot of people are saying that it sounds like it's a trap. They're going to try to use it to bash on Trump supporters. I guess it's only 700 people, which is actually really good to hear. That means that there's a very small number, and it's going to just be just a few people, and it's going to be minimal, which is good. We know what they're going to try to do. Anyone who's smart enough to understand what this is, we can't trust anyone now. So at this point, we've retracted. We've retracted, and we're waiting. So we're just going to keep telling the truth, and that's what we're going to keep doing. Bill Gates and Fauci won't let their families get vaccinated. This is a fucking joke. Mr. Guo Awengi said in September 14th live broadcast that Bill Gates and Fauci let people around the world get vaccinated, but not their families. I mean, it's like for anyone to believe that this is a good thing now, they won't allow their own families to get vaccinated. It's like you think these motherfuckers have taken it? No, hell no. They know that we're lab rats. They know that. Also, people above the ministry level in CCP and their families do not get vaccinated. Trump also no longer exhorts others to get vaccinated. Vaccines change everything. The uncertainty in the world is enormous. Every moment for the past week, I could feel the earth trembling. I went to see a man. I asked him, "You get the vaccine?" He said he had tears coming down his face. This was a pretty high-level person. He said that if his child died, he would have to take revenge. Starting today, we are going to exterminate the Communist Party with vaccines. Vaccines are already a far greater threat to humanity than the coronavirus. Now, if we uproot the evil forces of the world, the communists will starve to death. Our strategy is clear: to completely eradicate the threat of vaccines to the world. John Durham grand jury indicts lawyer whose firm represented Democrats in 2016. Special prosecutor John Durham has charged Washington-based lawyer Michael Sussman, who represented former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee, with lying to the FBI during Clinton's 2016 campaign. That's actually pretty funny because the FBI is full of liars too. So they're just doing the same. They're speaking their language here. Sussman works for the high-powered law firm Perkins Coie, which has long done legal work for the Democratic Party and top Democrats, including filing election-related lawsuits. The lawyer was indicted on a single felony count of making a false statement during a meeting with FBI General Counsel James Baker in 2016 of September there. Prosecutors alleged that Sussman lied by denying he represented any client when he told the federal law enforcement agency about evidence that allegedly linked then-candidate Donald Trump Tower to a bank in Russia. Sussman met with Banker to hand over papers and data files containing evidence with the alleged link between the Trump Organization and the Russia Bank, which wasn't disclosed. Unconfirmed media reports have stated that it was Alpha Bank. The indictment is the second criminal case brought by Durham since he was named by former Attorney General William Barr in 2018 to investigate officials who investigated the Trump-Russia probe. Durham, a former U.S. attorney, was asked to stay as a special counsel and continue his investigation after President Joe Biden's administration took over. Sussman, the indictment alleges, didn't turn over the information as a good citizen, but rather as an attorney representing Clinton, a technology executive, and an internet company. Sussman's lie was material because, among other reasons, Sussman's false statement misled the FBI general counsel and other FBI personnel concerning the political nature of his work and deprived the FBI of information that might have permitted it more fully to assess and uncover the origins of the relevant data and technical analysis. A report from the Epoch Times in 2019 found that Sussman had provided the information to Baker and at least one journalist ahead of the FBI's application for a FISA warrant to surveil former Trump campaign aide Parker Page Perkins Coy, on behalf of the Democratic National Committee, also hired Fusion GPS, which in turn hired Christopher Steele to produce the dossier and contained since discredited claims against the former president. About a month later, New York Times and other large new outlets reported on the FBI investigation into the alleged Alpha Bank Trump Organization connection. The FBI said it looked into the matter but found no connections. Of course. Trump and other former administration officials have long described the FBI investigation into his campaign as a witch hunt designed to politically wound his re-election chances. It's pretty funny that this just flooded media for so long. It was just all a hoax. Lawyers for Sussman, a former federal prosecutor, said on September 16th that their client never made false statements to the FBI and that there's no evidence that the alleged falsehood affected the agency's work. Yeah, right. The FBI is a total joke. Mr. Sussman has committed no crime, they said in a statement, according to the Associated Press. Any prosecution here would be baseless, unprecedented, and unwarranted deviation from the apolitical and principled way in which the Department of Justice is supposed to do its work. In 2017, Sussman was asked by congressional investigators about his interview with Baker and testified that he passed along information on behalf of his client.